Welcome back, mathematicians! It's Justin again. And Mia too. We've been learning lots of strategies for mastering our math facts. In fact, Bree will be here soon to help us with our 3's. Oh, it's a text from Bree. Running a bit late, check out this curious riddle and let me know what you think the answer is when I get there. See you soon, Bree. A riddle, huh? I found riddles can be pretty tricky sometimes, but I'm up for giving it a try. By the end of today's lesson, you'll be able to recognize patterns and apply what you've learned to confidently multiply and divide by 3. Have your guided notes ready? And let's check out this riddle. Let's read Bree's riddle together and see if we can figure out the answer before she gets here. When working with numbers, a secret is told. With 3's as our guide, a pattern unfolds. When the pieces are even, they'll stay. When the pieces aren't even, what do they display? We know Bree's coming to help us master multiplying and dividing by 3, so let's check out some examples while we think about the riddle. The riddle said, when the pieces are even, they'll stay. Do you notice anything in these equations that relates to that line of the riddle? The equations with even factors and even dividends all have even answers. What about the next line from the riddle? When the pieces aren't even, what do they display? Examine the rest of these equations carefully. What do you notice about the types of numbers in the remaining equations? Pause and record your thinking in your guided notes. These other equations have factors and dividends ending in 1, 3, 5, and 9, making them odd numbers. And their answers are odd too. The answer must be odd numbers. Ooh, that's probably Bree. Let's see if our answer to the riddle is correct. Hi, Bree. We're so glad you're here. I think we have an answer to your riddle. Come on in. So, we noticed multiplying or dividing an even number by 3 equals an even answer, just like the riddle said. And when the pieces aren't even, it means they're odd. Multiplying or dividing an odd number by 3 also equals an odd answer, so the answer to the riddle must be odd numbers. Awesome! That was the answer to the riddle. Nice work, mathematicians. We actually discovered that same pattern with our 5's. Recognizing these even and odd patterns can be helpful to know whether our answers are reasonable or whether we should try solving again. By the way, Bree, what do you have there? Some kind of knitting project? Oh, it's a cross-stitching project. I heard that's like sewing, but it requires a lot of counting to keep track of where the thread should go. I've been wanting to check it out since you can make all sorts of designs. And you were a little late today because you were trying to finish a pattern. That's okay. Let's see if we can help. What do you have so far, Bree? Oh, wow, this is off to a great start. Mathematicians, let's check out Bree's cross-stitching pattern. What do you notice about the numbers so far? She started at 3 and kept going. 6, 9, 12, 15. It seems like Bree's pattern is all about skip counting by multiples of 3. Remember, multiples are the products you get from multiplying one number by other numbers. Equations like 3 times 1 equals 3, 3 times 2 equals 6, 3 times 3 equals 9, and so on tell us that all these numbers are multiples of 3. It seems like Bree could use some help finishing this pattern. The next multiple after 15 is 3 times 6, which equals 18. Pause here to continue the pattern in your guided notes. Check out how the pattern just keeps growing and growing. By continuing to build the pattern, we can notice even more about how numbers work together. We can even use a number chart resource like this for multiplying and dividing. For example, for 3 times 5, we need to count by 3 5 times. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And for 21 divided by 3, let's skip count and keep track. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. These arrows show that we counted by 3 a total of 7 times, so 21 divided by 3 equals 7. This is where practicing our fact families comes in handy too. Since we know 3 times 7 equals 21, that means 21 divided by 3 is 7. You're welcome, Bree. I'm glad we were able to help with your cross-stitching project. So, I know it's still a work in progress, but can you text us a picture when it's finished? Awesome! I can't wait to see it. Let's put all of our new knowledge to the test. We have 3 times 8 and 33 divided by 3. Pause here to solve both problems in your guided notes, then use the patterns and number chart resource we just learned about to check your work. 3 times 8 is 24, and 33 divided by 3 is 11. Do these answers follow the patterns we learned about? In 3 times 8, 8 is an even number, so the answer should also be even. 24 matches that prediction. What about 33 divided by 3? 33 is odd, and the answer 11 is odd too. These patterns and resources are a great addition to our math strategy toolkit, helping us solve problems confidently and correctly. So, what have we learned today, besides the fact that Bree's been brilliantly building patterns with her 3's? Well, now you know that multiplying or dividing an even number by 3 will always equal an even answer, while multiplying or dividing an odd number by 3 will always equal an odd answer. You also learned that skip counting can be used to find multiples and make patterns more noticeable. This not only helps with multiplication and division, but helps build our math fact fluency and number sense too. Be sure to complete the practice questions and extension activities that go with this lesson to practice multiplying and dividing by 3. Thanks for your help with our 3's today, Bree. I can't wait to see your finished cross-stitch design. Could you give us a hint of what it might be? Something to do with Mia. Interesting. Well, remember, mathematicians, in math, as in cross-stitching, practice makes progress. I'll see you next time.